Okay, welcome to another They Did What, and this is a series where I basically take a look at a software company and I take a look at some games that they've put out. So yeah, Microdeal. What do we know about Microdeal? According to Wikipedia, they were a British software company which operated during the 1980s and early 90s from its base at Truro Road in the town of St Austin in Cornwall. The company, founded by John Symes, was one of a major producer of games and other software for the 8-bit home computers of the time, in particular the Dragon 32 and the similar Tandy TRS-80 colour computer. The 8-bit software market dwindled towards the end of the 1980s, and Symes officially announced that Microdeal would no longer publish for the Dragon and Tandy machines. From this point, they would concentrate on the newer generation of 16-bit computers, the Commodore Amiga and Atari ST. And yeah, I'll be honest, I mean, other than you can see there the little Microdeal logo with Cuthbert, I'm not really that familiar with the early 8-bit games. I may, if I can, I may do a They Did What and look at the 8-bit years, but this video is primarily going to focus on the 16-bit titles. So yeah, these are some adverts from some of the games. I'll just let you enjoy these and then we'll crack on. Right, okay, kicking things off, we're going to take a look at Airball. Now, all these games, apart from a couple, I've just featured Atari ST because that was basically the system that I actually played these on. So yeah, Airball, it was also released on Amiga, by the way. You can see there, heavily influenced by the Ultimate Play the Game games like Night Lore and is it Batman? Or Batman wasn't Ultimate, that was Ocean, wasn't it? But yeah, it's an isometric 3D game. I remember playing it quite a bit back in the day. It was quite tough to play. You could play it with mouse and you could also play it with joystick, and I think you might have actually been able to play it with keys. Possibly looking back now, I think keys might have been the best option. But yeah, nice game. It looks really nice. you've got to keep the ball inflated by jumping onto that thing, and I've just completely avoided it. You'll see there the ball does start to kind of deflate, and it kind of moves a bit slower. But I remember thinking this looked pretty damned amazing. The only thing is I've noticed about this game is there's not really much in the way of enemies that move. They're all kind of static screens. I'm not 100% sure of the idea of the game. Presumably to collect things and escape, because that tends to be it. Now what we want to do, we don't want to do this, we want to completely avoid it, because I'm an idiot. Oh, there we go, yep, jump on that, and that reinflates your ball. Oh, damn it. I was never a big fan of these isometric games. I've always found them a bit too tricky, because you couldn't, it's hard to really see. Oh, look at that, I thought I'd avoided that. Yeah, it's always hard to kind of see where you're going to be. But you know what, it's a nice wee game. Right, now this one I did play a fair bit. I'm not a massive fan of the title screen. It looks like it's been drawn by, I don't know, somebody who doesn't know how to use art packaging. Now, I mean, anyone that plays pool will know you cannot have balls with big spaces like that. They've got to touch each other, god damn it. Now, yeah, when computers first came out, you know, pool games, snooker games, everybody wanted to play electronic pool and snooker, and the Atari ST was no different. And yeah, I mean, it plays all right. It's not exactly the most piece de resistance when it comes to graphics. You know, pool games did get nicer looking. Obviously, the kind of the best one being the Archer McLean's pool and Archer McLean's snooker. I can't even say it properly. Archer McLean's snooker. What was that going to go in? There we go. That's how we do it. Yeah, so basically line the ball up with the mouse, get the power right, and then you press the right mouse button to actually take the shot. Yeah, I'll take it. It all looks hideously basic now when you see it nowadays. Oops, a daisy, forgot to set the strength. Whoa, get in. What can we do with that one? Ah, bollocks, completely miscue. That's what, game over. Yeah, so that's electronic pool. Right, this next one's probably going to be familiar to most people. This is Gold Runner. Now, I remember playing this again back in Atari ST when it first came out, and going from a C64 to this, the graphics in this absolutely blew me away. They just looked incredible. I mean, I have to say, even now they do look really, really nice. The scrolling is pretty damn smooth as well, and even the music's not that bad. The biggest problem with this game, oh yeah, and also had speech as well. The biggest problem with this game was just the difficulty. I mean, if you hold it forwards, you accelerate, and it just gets far too fast. There's things. It's kind of like the Atari ST's Iridium, albeit it's vertically scrolling rather than horizontal scrolling. And that there lies the problem for me. Is there's obstacles which you've got to avoid, and it's not always obvious what ones you can collide with, and that's why I was never a big fan of this. I have to say, I'm probably doing better now than I did back in 1986, 1987, whenever it was it came out. But yeah, I mean, graphically wise, yeah, see what I mean? I didn't realise I could crash into that, so it is very much a kind of memory game. But I would say it was definitely graphics over gameplay. Right, I mean, Gold Runner was popular, and of course, popular games always have sequels, and Gold Runner was no different. Now, I remember playing this, I maybe played it once or twice back in the day. It's the thing, right away you can see the graphics look a lot more simplistic, which is a bit weird because normally when if you're making a sequel, you're going to go for better. The graphics are going to be better, but in this one, it's kind of step backwards. I mean, the graphics look okay, but they don't look as stand out as the original Gold Runner.
Get ready.
Alec Herbert. Now he did. I wonder if that's the same Alec Herbert that did the Vectrex games. Probably not. I'm sure there's more than one Alex Herbert in the world. So what am I trying to shoot here? I'm just trying to see. Not very much happening. Ah, bollocks. That'll be the end of the level, I think. Why did I keep dying? Yeah, Gold Runner did look striking. Whether you like the game or not, it did look amazing. This game just looks very, very bland. Right, I'm trying to shoot these, I don't know what they are, these little ball things that are running about a maze dementedly. Is that a word, dementedly? I don't know. Catch smart. I have absolutely no idea what that means. Music's not bad, I have to say. So is this more like the original Uridium, where you've got to basically shoot stuff and then land, possibly? Always annoyed me when games insisted in basically advertising themselves. What is to be gained with that? I'm playing. Why advertise Gold Runner when I'm actually playing? Sorry, why advertise Gold Runner 2 when I'm actually playing it? I've already bought the game, so why advertise it? We don't really want that. I understand I'm putting adverts for forthcoming games, but not the game you're playing. Come on. It's like watching a film and looking at a movie board or a cinema and it's advertising the film. What's the point of that? Right, dock now. Right, so it is kind of similar. Where do we dock about? Oh, there we go. Right, come on, how do we get in? How do we get in? Hey! Right, that's enough of that. That was Gold Runner 2. The next one is the Grail. That is the largest nose on a person I've ever seen. Title Disc 2 loading. So I think this is going to be some sort of adventure game, which is not my favourite genre at all. Well, that'll be a picture of the Grail then, I think. How do we start? Oh, hang on. When the Great War was finally over in the land of Kabar, I'll try to forget Sulfur's betrayal. Yeah, whatever. How do we move on? This is where our tale begins. Now, somebody's either sleeping in the castle or that's a disc loading thing. Oh, there we go. Right, what do we do? Come on, Billet. We've been travelling for days and now Domino's Castle is just ahead. Right, where do we click? What is that thing? Here is a pouch containing 10 pieces of gold. Yep, let's take it. Right, so I'm assuming there is no, you don't actually type in any text. Well, see, that's not so bad. I could probably have got away with playing this back in the day. Right, how do we move on? Right, so you have to basically click in the little comic bubble, speech bubble thing. Oh, wait a minute. Can anyone recognise what was he not in Phantom Menace? He was the little dude that owned Anakin in the race thing. Yeah, he owned all the kind of spare parts. That was definitely him. Let's try and spare the creature's life or finish him off. Yeah, we've got to finish him off, I think, since he was in the absolutely woeful whatever it was called, the Phantom Menace. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, anyway, that's the Grail. If that's your bag, then go and check it out. Right, now this is one of, I think, 3 or 4 Amiga games I've featured. This did not come out in the Atari ST. This is Insanity Fight.
Get ready,
Like a lot of early 16-bit games, they always had lots of synthesized speech and that kind of stuff because they thought that would impress us. And to be fair, you know what, it did. When you're going from an 8-bit machine to a 16-bit machine, you wanted all the trickery and fancy stuff that it could do. Now the problem with this game, right away, I mean, it's vertical shoot 'em ups. Ideally, should be the screen should be vertically sort of positioned, i.e. it should be tall and narrow. The problem is with home computers like the Amiga and the C64 and virtually every other home computer is it only displays horizontal, so the actual play area is going to be small. Now what they've done here is they've taken what is already a small play area and they've basically used up a third of the screen. Oh, bollocks. With the score, what is the purpose of that? Could you not have just put the score at the top of the screen? Because really, you know, there's nothing wrong with the shoot 'em up, but they've just made it a lot more difficult. I don't know why they would do that. You know, I could understand if they were trying to keep the scrolling fast and maybe, I don't know, a Spectrum or something, but we're talking about a Commodore Amiga here with a custom chipset and God knows what else. So I don't know why they've gone for the massive score bit down below. It tells you nothing apart from the your score. Right, so avoid that thing. Graphically wise, it does look nice. Yeah, anyway, Insanity Fight. Right, Stickin My Shoe 'em ups. This is a Jug. Now, I do remember playing this vaguely back in the day, and I remember thinking it did look really nice. It's almost like a, I don't know, it's almost trying to be Cybernoid or Cybernoid 2, but the control system is quite unwieldy. You've got to kind of hold the joystick up all the time to pick that thing up. Apparently not. Wait a minute, how can I not get through the wall and these baddies can? That's a bit unfair. Yeah, controls are a wee bit clumsy. Oh, did I just kind of go through some kind of warp thing, I think? It feels a bit like, the best way to describe the controls is if you've ever played Airwolf on the C64, you've basically got to kind of keep holding the joystick up to kind of stay in up position, which just makes it very, very difficult. I mean, it looks nice enough. It all looks, I don't know, maybe I'm just being unfairly critical. It all looks very, very sterile. I don't know. Maybe you've got to. It's certainly worthwhile looking at, giving it a go. Okay, this game is back in Atari ST. From what I remember, I think the Amiga versions of all the games are pretty much Atari ST ports, which was quite annoying when you'd spent extra money on the Amiga because you knew that the Amiga could have done a better job. So yeah, that is kill a little cat thing, whatever it is. That is Jug. Right, released in 1987. This is Jupiter Probe. Don't remember this one.
Sonic.
Don't know what that said. It's like sunning. I don't know what. I really don't know what he said there. The thing about a lot of the early 16-bit shoot-'em-ups were very, very uninspiring. You know, it doesn't really. This doesn't grab you and go, I want to play this. To be fair, I think. I mean, there were a couple of good shoot-'em-ups, and to say there was no good shoot-'em-ups in the 16 bits would be a ridiculous statement. But you know, it could have done a lot better. I mean, there were a few good ones, but I do like the tune, I have to say. Now, I didn't actually catch who did the music. I'm going to put my neck out and say I think that is David Whittaker. Does sound very David Whittaker-ish, I think. Possibly Panther UK, if he's watching this, he may be able to comment and keep me right. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it. What I do like is they've tried to, just what I was talking about earlier on, they've tried to try and make the aspect ratio look vertical. They've put the score in at the side. Now that's fine, it's when you put the score in at the bottom which reduces the screen even further, where it's a bit daft. But yeah, that is certainly a lot better.
Sonic.
So anyway, yeah, that is Jupiter Probe. Sunning. Right, let's move on. Now, I've actually I remember seeing this getting advertised down in the PCW show in London, and I've actually got a polythene bag with this game written on it. It's Microdeal Frightening. I wonder if I've still got. I think it's up in the loft. I wonder if it's worth anything. If anybody's interested in it, let me know. Got to say, the graphics and the sound are actually quite unsettling. So yep, you're obviously playing the part of the werewolf. I've got to say, it was one of my favourite kind of vampire horror films from the 80s. Was that not the one that had the wee guy that was in Gremlins? I'm sure it was. Hang on. Let's just drink his blood, that was easy. I've got 1,000 points. Yeah, that's the graphics are. Whoa! Look at all the pictures in the background. Ooh, yuck. Again, this one was released on the Atari. Sorry, the Atari. It was released on the Commodore Amiga. I don't think it ever came out for the ST. I like the nice bat carpet. hell is that? Christ, that's like a bloody zombie. We've killed him. Don't think it got released in anything else. Didn't get released in the 16 bits, I don't think. On the 8 bits, I should say. Yeah, an interesting game though. That is Fright Night. Again, that was on the Amiga. Right, yeah, when I hear that tune, it just takes me back to a happy place in my life. I would be, about 17 years old when the Karate Kid came out. Love the Karate Kid, I think they're great films. Like I say, they take me back to a very, very happy time. And yeah, when I got my Atari ST and I saw this game, I was delighted to pick this up. It's based very, very, very loosely on the film. I mean, it's primarily just a one-on-one fighting game. And I have to say, the graphics are really good. The movement is excellent. There's quite a lot of moves. It really looks it looks more like Karate Champ. Now there are a few, they have a few little cutscenes. There's one where you've got to smash ice, which if you've ever seen the Karate Kid 2, you'll remember that bit. And I think there's also the bit where you've got to catch a fly with chopsticks. But really, apart from that, the rest of it is just a straightforward one-on-one fighting game. But like I said, to be fair, it is actually a good game. I mean, they could have quite easily released this without the tie-in to Karate Kid, and it would have stood up on its feet perfectly. I mean, you don't even look like Daniel LaRusso, so. But yeah, the movement is really, really nice. Take that to the chin. I like that. They get up and then they instantly fall back down. Ah, right, here we go. Yep, you've got to try and catch the fly. Right, wait a minute. That is as left as I can go, so I can't physically move over to get the fly. That's a bit bizarre. Yeah, a bit of a pointless little bit, but I suppose it's to try and kind of tie in with the film. Yeah, I don't know whether it's not crashed obviously, but that's a bit of a bug. See what I did there? Yeah, you can't physically move across the hold it. Oh, it's moving. Hang on, let's try and get it. Nah, bollocks! It's on my nose now. Yeah, that was a Karate Kid 2. Right, next. I can't even remember what this one's called. Land of something another. I didn't actually catch the title. I was too busy looking at the last video. Yeah, this was an early game. This came out in 1986, I think it was. Now, you could be forgiven for thinking that this was a Spectrum game you're playing. It certainly doesn't look like a 16-bit title. Again, this is on Atari ST. It feels more like a kind of poor man's version of Attic Attack, Saber Wolf. So it looks like you're playing the part of, is it Barney the dinosaur? Don't know what the letters are down below. I don't know what they are, no idea. Is that the keys to control it maybe? Yeah, it's a very, very bland, I don't even know what you would call this. Suffice to say, if this was on the Spectrum, I don't think I would play it. Never mind a 16-bit title. I would have been disappointed if I'd got a brand new Atari ST and then this was the game that you got with it. Right, Leatherneck. Yeah, I do remember this one well. For all the wrong reasons, as we're about to see. It's been a long time since I played this game, but I do remember getting it. Oh, what happened there? I mean, it's got all the promise of a decent game. You can actually have 4 players all playing at once. Heavy use of digitised sound effects, the machine gun for starters, and some screams. Balls. So you can see there, I would say it's based between Commando and Ikari Warriors. Probably more Ikari Warriors, to be fair. Because the scroll doesn't scroll left right at all. God, that was quick. Game over. Interestingly, when the screen gets to touches these guys, they all die instantly. Again, they've just when producers brought out games to the 16-bit, they didn't have to try too hard. They would try and make graphics decent, but as far as making the gameplay good, they didn't really bother too much about it because they knew that people who just bought a 16-bit machine, they wanted games, and it was like the old 8-bit. People didn't really care about what quality it was. They just wanted games to their system, and this was no different. You just picked up a brand new Atari ST and you wanted games, and so they brought out games like this that it had digitised speech, it had digitised screams and whatever it was, and machine gun noises. But when you actually play it, you realise the game is pretty shit. I mean, I would much rather play Commando on the 8-bits than play this. Is that game over? I think it is. Let's go for one more go. Don't quite know how you would manage to play with 4 players. I mean, the Atari ST's got 2 joystick ports. Could you buy an adapter that allowed you 4? Although I know, I think Gauntlet 2 had 4 players as well, possibly. One thing I do like about this game, and it's going to get a bonus point for that, is the fact that, like a real machine gun, you wouldn't actually see the bullets travelling up the screen. And that's what this does, whereas most games like Commando and any other arcade game, you see the bullet, whereas in this one you don't, and that's kind of more realistic. Does that make it a better game? Probably not. Right, I think that's enough of that. That is Leatherneck. Right, now this was one of my favourite games on Atari ST. Now I actually had my Atari ST for a very short time. I got it, I think it was towards the tail end of '87, and then I got rid of it probably mid 1988. I had it for less than a year because the Amiga came down in price, and basically I wanted to get the Amiga because as far as I was concerned, it was like the Atari ST but had better graphics, better sound. It was generally all round a better machine, although I know some people absolutely love the Atari ST, and I did like it, don't get me wrong, but I just felt the Atari ST, the Amiga, was just a better game. Now, right away you can see here I am particularly pish at this, and it's not just because I'm particularly pish, it's the fact that this game was mouse only. Yeah, why would you play a racing game using a mouse, I hear you ask, and that's what I would be shouting as well. They did actually release a joystick version. I don't know whether it was officially released with joystick support, but there certainly was a version released with joystick support. I'm assuming it may well have been a hacker or something, but the fact that they felt they had to bring out a joystick version says it all. You don't play driving games with a mouse. It's just a no-no. So the reason I'm kind of all over the place is because the mouse control is just not good. Oh, arse. Now, I can't remember, you do have different weapons. You can see here, this game is obviously solidly based on Spy Hunter. What I did like about this version was the Peter Gunn theme tune, which is nice. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I can't actually find the joystick version at RST, so you're going to have to make do with the mouse one. Now, I think you do eventually get to change into a boat. I can't actually remember. Now, just for comparison's sake, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you see just 10-20 seconds of the Amiga one. King of the Road, there we go. Right, this is the Commodore Amiga one. Now, you can see what they've done here is, well, firstly, you can use a joystick, which makes a massive difference, and they've tried to give the graphics a bit of an overhaul, sort of a pseudo 3D kind of. You're looking at a slight angle. I don't know if that makes it any better or not, but certainly being able to play with the joystick does make it a lot easier. Now, the one glaring omission from the Amiga one is the lack of any music, because the music was probably the best bit about the RST version, so I don't know why they didn't include that. It's possible there's an option to turn this music on or off, I don't know. Sound on. No, that just turns the sound off, so I'm not too sure. But anyway, yeah, that's the Amiga one. Plays identical, but it says it does look slightly different. Right, this next one is Perfect Match, and it's a learning game. Can you imagine getting an Atari ST for your Christmas, and this is what you get? Designed for adults and children's age. Right, okay, one player. What do we want to do here? Let's go for sports. Right, okay. Right, so I assume what I'm doing here is, let's have a look. Who was captain of England when they last won the World Cup? That would be Bobby Moore, I think it was. The sport in which Edward Heath. Right, no, it's not that one. Right, I'm assuming there's going to be answers and questions in what year. Well, that's going to be, what do you call him? Roger Bannister. Golf, nope. In which sport is there a section called Roads and Tracks? Interesting. Who took 19 wickets? I have no idea. Oh, Bobby Moore, hang on. Bobby Moore, where's the World Cup one? Is it that one? Nope. Right, we've still not seen Roger Bannister. Mikhail Botvinnik, no idea. It's So yeah, I mean, if this is your kind of thing, that's the thing. Back in the day, quiz programs or quiz games were really popular. They're really popular. You don't really get things like that quite so much, probably because you get them on apps for your phone. You get them for free. You get your Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and that kind of stuff. But yeah, back in the sort of 80s and mid 90s, games like this were really popular. Right, that's going to be ice hockey, but I've got absolutely no idea where ice hockey is going to be. I suppose if you're into pub quizzes, then something like this is good practice. Jim Laker, was he not tennis? Was he? I'm sure he was a tennis player. Oh, I can't remember. I'm crap at this. Right, golf. I don't know where golf is. No idea. Anyway, yeah, right, that is, I can't even remember what that's called. Right, this one, Slagon. Oh, hang on, insert disc B. Put that in, right, continue save game. Nope, novice, expert. Let's go for novice and loading. Right, okay. Right, so it's kind of a dungeony master type thing. Never a fan of these games. But, Dungeon Master, it was a kind of genre-defining game. I mean, it took it took sort of it took text adventure RPGs to the next level. It was kind of like real time, and it was stupidly popular, and quite rightly so. I could certainly do with a bit of kind of background music, I think. It's all very quiet. Oh, I've just spoke too soon apart from that horrific noise when the door's locked. Oh, outside the lobby. You can't get out. Yeah, like I said, I'm sure if Eye of the Beholder or Dungeon Master were your thing, then you may enjoy this. But it does look way too kind of clinical for my liking. Also, I suppose it is. It's a sort of science fictiony type one. Shield, sensors, cloaker, laser. Yeah, graphically, it kind of looks more like something you would get in the Commodore 64 rather than a 16-bit machine. But there again, I'm not the target market of a game like this. So anyway, yeah, that's a Slagon. Right, next one is Slipstream. Don't remember this one either. One player game, stormy weather. Yeah, let's go.
Good luck, Commander.
This looks promising. I'm thinking it's going to be. I was going to say kind of afterburner. Yeah, some of these kind of polygons going on here. Reminds me very loosely of Star Fox in the SNES. wee bit slow, if I'm being honest. But, you know, back in whenever it was 1989 or something, I suppose this would have looked quite impressive. Kind of an on-rails shooter. You can't seem to, you can't move off the grid. You can only move as far right and left as the grid kind of extends. So yeah, anyway. Right, I'll let you just enjoy this delightful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. Totally in tune. Right, okay, welcome to Space Shuttle from Microdeal. How do we start? Ah, okay, right, there you go, you click on start. What the hell is that? Why is that guy sneezing? Is that the wind, possibly? It looks like he's sneezing a lot on the left and slightly less so. Is that him giving COVID to somebody? I don't know. Then you've got clouds, and then you've got speed. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Alright, okay, you just click somewhere and the space shuttle will kind of fly towards it. Right, I don't know what's going on here. You don't seem to be able to control anything at this point. Right, so you seem to have to click. It doesn't actually show you what you're clicking on. I'm not 100% sure what I'm actually doing here. Do I need to pick one of these runways? Right, then we've got some clouds coming down. I don't really know what's actually happening here. I'm not controlling that at all. You can see the wee timer in the middle kind of ticking down. Now what? Welcome aboard Space Shuttle Atlantis. You're about to embark on your most exciting space mission ever. It always breaks atmosphere again when somebody decides to put at the side Space Shuttle programmed by Paul, whatever his name is, graphics by Chris. Why not just leave that out? I don't see what that's actually bringing to the party. Nothing. It just helps to kind of, like I says, break the experience of the game. Oh, right, I'm doing nothing here by the way. This is all automatic. Failed to clear tower. Oh, I'm going to crash and I'm assuming. Start roll. Now the joystick is doing nothing. You can see the altitudes rise. Oh, it's getting dark. Is that the speed down below? MAC? Mac? I don't know. Suffice to say, this is not a game that I would have played back in the day. I just had no interest in these games at all. I lack patience with games and things like this. Perhaps if I didn't, perhaps if I actually stuck at games, I may have enjoyed stuff like this. But even flight simulators, I just could never really get to grips with. Now, I assume the little green line at the bottom left is my trajectory. I don't know what the red line is. Oh, we must be getting higher, I think. Yeah, we certainly are. Right, we're getting dark, so we must be getting into space now. Bonus. Well, I didn't actually do it. I don't know if is this a demo mode, possibly? Well, I have been clicking on things, so I don't know. Oh, the Earth is now in view. There you go. Right, we'll give it another 10 seconds and see if anything actually happens. We want to shoot stuff. I don't think that's going to happen somehow, but yeah, I mean, graphically wise, it looks actually quite nice. So I'm sure if this was your bag, you would quite enjoy that. So anyway, from flying space shuttles to soccer, or football as they like to call it in the UK. Right, how do we start? Well, that changes the colour. I'm assuming that's formation, time, wind. Oh, right, okay, spacebar seems to start. Right, now why... Right, I think I'm playing in blue. I don't know why I'm playing guys who are completely naked, apart from wearing a pair of budgie smugglers or underpants. Yeah, the guys on the right appear to be completely naked apart from wearing underpants. I don't know why we've got music in a football game. Music in football games is just, it's wrong. Absolutely wrong. It would be like putting brown sauce on an ice cream. It just doesn't go. You want sound effects. You don't want, or, you know, the crowd. Right, I appear to have scored a goal. I don't know why it's giving us telling us the pitch is dry. No idea why it's doing that. Yeah, we don't need music, especially when it's this bad. I don't even know whether I'm actually playing against a computer or is this a second player? Well, I'm certainly playing in blue anyway, I know that much. Moving the ball looks okay. Now this is the thing, when the 16-bit machines came along, they put out the same types of football games that appeared on the 8-bits with supposedly better graphics, but they were very, very limited, and I don't think there was any decent game, side-on football game on the 16-bit. It was only really when Kickoff came along and Sensible Soccer, they decided to play games looking down. So yeah, I certainly wouldn't waste my time with something like this. Right, I do remember the name of this, Tanglewood, again by Peter Lyon, who did a lot of these games. I think this is some sort of adventure game. But again, suffice to say, I don't think I would have played this back in the day because it just really wasn't my thing. Right, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have, oops, there we go. This is which I've got absolutely no idea. Waiting for input. I'm travelling. Right, I assume we're using the mouse. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. Ah, I don't know what that was. Something moved. Ah, right, okay. So, actually, right, it's getting controlled with the mouse. Depending on how you turn the mouse, it changes direction of whatever that is that you're actually moving. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's not the most intuitive controls I've ever seen, to be fair. Unable to find mine.dta. Come on, I want to go right here. Yeah, the controls are not good at all. Why didn't they just use a joystick or keys even? This is the thing, a lot of the early 16-bit machines, they insisted in using mouse controls on games just because it was a new type of controller. So they thought, let's make a driving game or an adventure game and let's use the mouse. Now, some games like this, you know, they could have maybe point and click, but to use the mouse to control it. We were playing one earlier on, Major Motion. You know, why you would choose a mouse to play a driving game. I can understand it if it was like a pole position, a sort of a first person type game, because it gives it analog controls, but I think they used the mouse just because they could. Invariably, the graphics were quite nice and the gameplay was completely forgotten. And I think I'm not going to say this is the case with this one because I think this game was quite popular. Certainly remember the name of it, which, given I never actually played it, it must have been fairly popular. Again, why do we have to have a tiny little screen? Could they not have made the screen a wee bit bigger? Anyway, yeah, that was Tanglewood. Right, this next one, Tetra Quest. Oh goodness, travel in the direction of the arrows only. Right, there looks way too many instructions from my liking. Right, what am I controlling? Right, I'm controlling this rather basic looking spaceship. Am I getting any points? I think I am. Oh, that's nice. I like that. I like that with the explosion when you die. I don't know the little kind of test tube at the right hand side is. I'm assuming, what does that say? I can't even, Phoenix. I'm assuming that must be your energy or your power or something. So again, this is a game that to me, it just looks very lazy. I mean, yeah, the graphics look okay, but there's not a lot in the way of animation. It's just, yeah, the static graphics look nicer than they actually do when they're moving. Runners OS 1 score 40. Yeah, or rather kind of lackluster shoot 'em up. There's maybe more to it than I'm actually aware of, don't know. Anyway, that's that. Right, this one I do know, Time Bandit. This was one of the first kind of games I got to play in the Atari ST, and I thought it was a great wee game. Graphically wise, it's you know, graphics are very, very small, but they're quite detailed, and you know, probably this could have been done in a C64, but I remember being mega impressed with this. I just thought, oh, this looks nice. It's, well, Time Bandit. I'm assuming you're kind of going through time. Now, one thing that annoys me about this game is the tiny little play area. There is no excuse for that. Do we really need to have a massive Time Bandit logo telling you who's programmed it? But the graphics are nice. It kind of reminds me of Gauntlet. You're picking up stuff. You've got these little generators that kind of spit out baddies, pick up keys and that kind of stuff. And you could play two players both at the same time, which was quite a nice thing. A lot of different sort of levels. The graphics all kind of changed. It was quite a nice wee game. I did put quite a bit of time into this back in the day. think this came out for the Amiga as well. I don't think there was a lot of difference. It's a game, to be fair, it could quite easily have been, it could quite easily appear on an 8-bit. Oh, Pac-Man. Oh, I think I remember this actually. I do, yeah. Now, interestingly, this actually looks like the authentic level for Pac-Man. Yeah, good fun. A lot of kind of variety in it, which is nice. Yep, that's Time Bandits. Right, back to general knowledge, quizzy type things. This is another one, trivia challenge. What is the more common sign? Yeah, okay. How many official languages does Singapore have? Presentation wise, it's pretty horrible and nice, to be fair. That's got to be Gibraltar, I would think. That's snooker. A horrible noise, I have to say, when you... where is Kuala Lumpur? Ooh, my geography is shit. Oh, bollocks, Malaysia. Who sits on a wool sack? Oh, that was a good guess. Oh, bloody hell, I don't know. Who knew? Who killed a Minotaur? I have absolutely no idea. Let's just go for a guess. Ah, balls. Anyway, that's Trivia Challenge. Yeah, it's not a game I'd want to play now, but anyway. Right, and the last game we're going to look at is Turbo Tracks. And again, it does that ever so common thing that early 60-bit games did, and where they would put quite a nice kind of title screen and they would just digitize sound because it was obviously a lot easier than actually trying to compose a tune. Split screen, no, we don't want this. We don't want a split screen, I should say. Bit of loading going on. Right, how do we move? Right, kinda. Right, so I think it's fire, and you've got to kind of steer around the corners, which is easier said than done. So it's Skeletrix for the computer. Though I think I'd much rather play the real Skeletrix. Yeah, the controls are a wee bit fiddly. I would have thought just pressing the fire button would have been enough, but you've got to kind of try and... Why have I just spun out there? Is that because of oil or something? But anyway, listen, that's almost another video coming to a close. That was Microdeal, the 16-bit years. They put out a couple of decent games. Certainly Time Bandits was, you know, I wouldn't say it's particularly aged well, but for an early game it was good fun. A lot of their games, I would say there was like graphics over substance. Yeah, they looked nice, but they didn't really play that well. And again, it's, you know, I don't want to be too unfair because they were early. It was an early software house. But if there's a software house you want to see me feature in this They Did What, please put your comments down below. And finally, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching.